Gentlemen, if you're over 60 and noticing things just aren't working like they used to, especially down there, I want you to hear this. You're not broken, and you're not alone. That slow energy, the fading response, the frustration you don't talk about, it's not just aging, it's your circulation calling out for help. I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and today I'll show you how 3 simple foods can help restore blood flow, energy, and performance naturally. No pills, no pressure, just real nourishment your body still knows how to use. And it all starts with a humble ingredient hiding in your kitchen. Let's begin. 1. Garlic, the quiet blood flow booster. Let's start with something most men walk right past in the grocery store. It's cheap, it's pungent, and honestly, it doesn't look like much. But hidden inside each little clove of garlic is one of nature's most powerful gifts for circulation, especially in the parts of your body that matter most. Garlic isn't just something you throw into a pan for flavor. It's a biological ally for men over 60 who are feeling slower, tighter, or less responsive in the lower half of their body. Inside garlic is a compound called allicin, and when it's activated by crushing, chopping, or mincing, it starts a chain reaction inside your body that can change how you feel. Allicin helps your blood vessels relax. It strengthens the lining of your arteries. It supports nitric oxide, a natural chemical your body produces less of as you age, but one that's critical for getting blood to flow where it needs to go. This isn't theory. I've seen it work again and again in my clinic. I remember Harold, 67, who told me he felt like his body was slipping into low gear. He had no stamina, especially in the bedroom, and he was starting to wonder if the best years of his life were already behind him. I asked him to start eating fresh garlic daily, not as a miracle, but as a quiet helper. Within weeks, he told me his walks felt easier, his mornings felt lighter, and something was starting to wake up again down there. That's the power of feeding your blood vessels instead of fighting them. Garlic doesn't mask the problem. It nourishes the system. If you crush it and let it sit for 10 minutes, then mix it with honey or add it to breakfast, you give your body a chance to absorb those compounds when it's most ready. The change isn't instant, but it's steady and it's real. So if you've been looking for something to help you feel strong again, start with this. Because sometimes the smallest habit is all it takes to begin rebuilding the foundation. And if garlic is your first tool, the next one builds on it in a completely different way, through powerful fats that repair, protect, and restore. Let's talk about that next. 2. Fatty fish, fuel for strength. Now, if garlic lays the foundation, then this next food builds the house. And it does so by working deep inside your blood vessels, calming inflammation, softening the walls of your arteries, and helping your heart pump stronger without strain. I'm talking about fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, foods many of us grew up eating, but few of us realized held the key to restoring energy and performance in our later years. What makes these fish so powerful is their abundance of omega-3 fatty acids, nutrients that, unlike fads and gimmicks, have stood the test of time in medical research. These healthy fats support nitric oxide production, help your arteries stay open and flexible, and reduce the kind of chronic inflammation that creeps into the body as we age and quietly starts shutting things down, from blood flow to stamina to desire. I'll never forget Eugene, a retired bus mechanic who came to me at 70. His hands were cold, his energy was gone by midday, and though he didn't say it directly, I could see the quiet embarrassment in his eyes. Like many men I work with, he'd tried vitamins, considered medication, but nothing seemed to bring him back to himself. We made one small shift, 3 servings of fatty fish per week. That was it. No complex meal plans, just real food, rich in the fats his body had been craving. 6 weeks later, he came in smiling. "Doc," he said, "my wife told me I'm walking like a man again." And you know what? He was. Stronger steps, clearer thoughts, better sleep. His hands were warm, and so was the connection with his partner. That's what happens when you stop fighting your body and start feeding it what it needs. You see, fatty fish doesn't push your system. It supports it. It doesn't mask symptoms. It heals the root. And when you make it part of your rhythm, your body responds, not just with more blood flow, but with more life. So if you've been feeling stuck, like something inside you is slowing down, this is your invitation to restart, because the next food we'll explore does something even more unique. It targets oxidative stress and helps your blood vessels stay strong from the inside out. Let's take a closer look. 3. Citrus fruits that wake you up. Of all the foods I recommend to my patients, this one tends to surprise them the most. It's not exotic, it's not hard to find, and yet it's often sitting in their kitchen completely overlooked. I'm talking about citrus, simple oranges, lemons, and grapefruits. These bright, familiar fruits hold something incredibly powerful for men over 60 who are trying to restore circulation, energy, and vitality. You see, as we age, our blood vessels lose their flexibility. Oxidative stress builds up silently, weakening the structure of our arteries and making it harder for blood to move freely, especially to the lower body. But the nutrients in citrus fruits, particularly vitamin C, and a group of compounds called flavonoids, work directly on that problem. They support your endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, helping it stay elastic and responsive. They also stimulate nitric oxide production, which is what allows your vessels to open up and deliver blood where it's needed, including to the parts of you that may have felt quiet or distant lately. I think of a man named Walter, 68, who came to me tired of waking up with cold hands and feet. He told me he hadn't felt sharp in years, like his body had slowly dimmed. No major illness, just a slow retreat from the man he used to be. We made one small change. He started each morning with a glass of fresh orange juice and carried a bottle of lemon water with him during the day. Nothing dramatic, but 8 weeks later, he sat in my office and said, "I feel like I've been switched back on," and I believed him. His posture was stronger. His energy lasted past noon. And his intimacy, something he hadn't mentioned at first, was no longer a source of stress, but of quiet confidence. Citrus fruits don't work overnight. They don't give you a jolt, but they do something better. They nourish the walls of your arteries. They protect your blood flow. They help you feel clearer, warmer, more alive. Not because you've done something extreme, but because you've finally given your body what it's been asking for all along. And the best part? These changes stack. Garlic, fatty fish, citrus, each one supports the next. It's one thing to know what helps. It's another to actually make it part of your life. But none of it matters if you don't use what you now know. So let me show you how to take these tools and build them into a daily rhythm you can actually stick to. It's simpler than you think, and it starts tomorrow morning. 4. Pills hide it. Food heals it. After decades of sitting with men just like you, I've noticed a heartbreaking pattern. A man starts to feel something slipping. His energy, his drive, his confidence in the bedroom, and almost instinctively, he reaches for a quick fix, a pill, something fast, something silent. And who can blame him? When life feels out of sync and no one's giving you clear answers, you do what you can to feel normal again. But what I want you to hear, really hear is that those pills, they don't heal, they mask. They silence the alarm your body is trying to sound. That poor circulation you feel as tired legs, fading intimacy, or sluggish mornings, it's not a failure, it's a signal. And if all we ever do is mute that signal, we never solve the problem. You don't need to flip your life upside down. You don't need a dozen appointments or a shelf full of supplements. What you need is to go back to the basics, because what you eat in the first hour of your day shapes everything else that follows. It's not just breakfast, it's direction, it's momentum. And in just a moment, I'll walk you through a simple daily rhythm, a 7-day plan designed to help your body begin to heal from the inside out. Let's build it together. 5. A 7-day plan that works. I want to show you something simple, something real, not a theory, not another overwhelming health plan, but a rhythm you can actually live with. Because the truth is, change doesn't come from knowing what to do. It comes from doing it, consistently, gently, one step at a time. This 7-day plan is not about perfection. It's about giving your body what it's been quietly craving for years. Real fuel, steady movement, and small acts of care that build momentum from the inside out. Start each morning with intention. Crush 1 clove of garlic, let it sit, then eat it with honey, or blend it into your breakfast. Why? Because morning is when your blood vessels are most open, when your body is ready to receive support. Then, sometime before noon, plan your meal around fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, whichever is easiest. These omega-rich foods don't just feed your heart, they rebuild it. And in the afternoon, when your energy dips, instead of coffee or sugar, reach for citrus, orange slices, lemon water, half a grapefruit. These aren't snacks, they're circulation tools. None of this requires fancy diets or complicated recipes. All it asks is that you care enough to begin. And when you pair these foods with small daily habits, drinking water before coffee, walking after lunch, turning screens off before bed, you create a quiet rhythm your body can rely on. A rhythm that leads to better blood flow, steadier energy, and a quiet return of the confidence you thought you'd lost. This is the beginning of something better, but beginnings only grow when they're nurtured, day by day, step by step. And in the next part, I'll show you how to make these habits last, not just for a week, but for the life you still want to live. 6. Don't be perfect, be consistent. Let me tell you something I've learned after walking beside thousands of men over the years. Real change never comes from doing things perfectly. It comes from showing up, even when you miss a day, even when you forget the garlic or skip the walk. What matters is that you keep coming back. Most men don't struggle because they don't care. They struggle because they think they have to get it all right, or not do it at all. But that belief, that pressure, is exactly what keeps so many stuck. You don't need to be perfect. You need a rhythm. You need something simple enough to repeat and meaningful enough to matter. The men I see thrive the most in their 60s, 70s, even 80s aren't the ones who follow strict rules. They're the ones who give themselves grace, but keep going. They build habits that fit into their real lives. They learn to listen to their bodies, not shame them. 6 days out of 7, they follow the plan. The other day, life happens, and that's okay. Because it's not the skipped days that determine your outcome, it's the ones you show up for. Your blood vessels, your energy, your intimacy, they all respond to steady care, not pressure. So if you're here thinking, what if I mess up? Let me reassure you, you will. And that's fine, because what you're building isn't a perfect record. It's a relationship with your body that's grounded in respect. You're creating a cycle. Eat well, move gently, rest deeply, return again. That's what your body understands. That's what it responds to. And in the next part, we'll talk about exactly what you can expect when that consistency starts to take root, when the body begins to heal and something deep inside you starts to come alive again. Let's keep going. 7. Your body knows how to come back. When you start giving your body what it truly needs, not perfection, but nourishment, consistency, and care, something remarkable happens. Not all at once, and not like a lightning bolt, but in quiet, steady waves. One morning, you notice your hands aren't as cold. A few days later, your steps feel lighter. You catch your reflection and realize you're standing a little taller, breathing a little deeper. And then, maybe without warning, you wake up with a sense of energy you haven't felt in years. Not just physical energy, but a quiet spark, a sense of being alive in your body again. I've seen it happen over and over, and I want you to know it's not luck, it's not youth, it's biology, it's healing. And it's entirely possible for you. Men have come to me in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, convinced they were too far gone, that the fading desire, the numb mornings, the lack of confidence were just part of getting older. But then they begin this journey: garlic, fish, citrus, water, a walk after lunch, a bedtime routine that tells the body you matter, and week by week, the body listens. It doesn't shout its progress, but it whispers it in small wins, the kind that rebuild not only circulation, but self-respect. This is what I want for you. Not just better blood flow, but a return to the kind of life that feels full again. One where intimacy isn't pressured, it's possible. One where you don't dread each day's fatigue, you greet it with strength. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how to hold on to this progress for the long haul, even when life gets busy. Because the best part of this journey, you've already started. Now, let's keep it going. 8. Stay the course, even on hard days. Let's be honest, life doesn't stop just because you've started a new habit. Appointments pile up, routines get interrupted, and some days you just don't feel like trying. That's okay, that's real, and it's why the men who succeed in rebuilding their circulation and energy aren't the ones chasing perfection. They're the ones who understand how to keep going when motivation dips. The secret isn't in doing more, it's in doing less, but doing it consistently. That means choosing habits that support you without overwhelming you, not turning your life into a wellness project, but quietly weaving care into the life you already have. You don't need a strict diet to see results. You don't need a gym membership or expensive powders. You need rhythm: garlic in the morning with honey, fish a few times a week, citrus water during the day. These are simple choices, but they compound. And when you pair them with everyday practices, like sipping water before coffee, stepping outside after a meal, sleeping with intention, you create something far more powerful than a routine. You create a message to your body that says, you still matter. I haven't forgotten you. Men who embrace this rhythm often tell me they feel like they're finally living for themselves again, that their bodies no longer feel like strangers, that intimacy, connection, clarity, they've returned. Not all at once, but undeniably. And what I want you to hear is this: you don't have to do it all. You just have to begin, and then return again and again, like a heartbeat. In the next part, we'll bring everything together, because sometimes the deepest change starts not in the body, but in what you believe about yourself. And I'll share the truth that might just shift how you think about aging forever. Let's finish strong. 9. You're not too late to start. If you've made it this far, it tells me something deeply important. You haven't given up. And that in itself is powerful because most people don't talk about this part of aging, the quiet fear that maybe it's too late, that maybe the best days are behind you, that the energy, intimacy, and vitality you once knew are now just memories you're meant to miss, not moments you'll ever feel again. But I'm here to tell you, with every bit of conviction I have as a doctor and as someone who's walked this path with thousands of men, you're not done, you're not broken, and you are certainly not too late. This journey you've started isn't about trying to rewind the clock. It's about moving forward with strength, clarity, and connection. It's about feeding your body in ways that allow it to remember how to heal. It's about saying yes to your mornings again. Yes to walking taller. Yes to being close without shame or fear. When you bring garlic, fatty fish, citrus, water, movement, and rest into your day, not as rules, but as quiet rituals, you're not just improving circulation. You're rewriting the story of how you age, not with extremes, not with shortcuts, but with something deeper, respect for your body, for your journey, for the man you still are. So as we close this chapter, I want you to feel proud, not because you've done everything perfectly, but because you've chosen to begin. And in the final part, I'll leave you with one last truth, one reminder that this work you're doing, it matters more than you know. Let's finish together with heart. 10. Still here, still becoming. There's something I need you to hear, something too many men go their whole lives never being told. Just because you've aged doesn't mean you've lost your strength. And just because life has quieted doesn't mean your body has forgotten how to respond. The choices you've made on this journey, garlic in the morning, salmon over something processed, citrus water instead of soda, may seem small, but each one is a signal, a quiet message that says, I still care, I still believe, I'm still here. That belief, that simple willingness to try, is where healing begins. I've seen men who once felt like shadows of themselves come back to life, not through pills, not through pressure, but through food, movement, rest, and the decision to begin again. Not perfectly, but steadily, fully, and in ways that ripple into every part of their lives, into their sleep, their confidence, their relationships, even their joy. So, if you ever catch yourself thinking, can this really make a difference? I want you to know it already has, not just in how your body feels, but in how you carry yourself, in the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you show up for your life. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. And you are certainly not done. If you're still watching, still listening, still believing, leave one word in the comments. Still. It says everything. Still trying, still here, still becoming. And if this touched something in you, subscribe so we can keep walking together. Share this with someone who may need it gently, because sometimes one quiet message is all it takes to begin again.